Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to week 2 of the Zame Hair Growth Challenge. And today we're going to answer a question that almost every client has asked at some point. Can my hair really grow long? And the answer to that, yes, it absolutely can. But understanding your hair genetics is the key to unlocking your hair's full growth potential. So let's dive into that today. Genetics determine your hair type, your curl pattern, your hair density, and your growth rate range. However, genetics do not limit how long your hair can grow. They only influence how long your hair stays in the same growth phase and how you must care for it in order for it to reach its full potential. So what we mean by this is, for us to have type 4 hair, which is also called kaweke hair, it has tightly coiled strands. They are beautiful, but they're also very delicate. Because of this spiral shape, that natural oils that are coming from your scalp have a hard time traveling down the length of your hair shaft. So it makes your hair more prone to dryness and to breakage, but it is not slowing down your growth rate. It just means that your hair is more likely to break than any other hair type. So genetics are setting the foundation, but your habits, your scalp health, your consistency, all of these things are going to determine how much of that hair growth potential you will actually get to see. There are several factors that influence how fast and how well your hair grows. One being your scalp health. We looked into scalp basics in week 1 of our hair growth challenge, and in here we learned that having a clean, balanced scalp equals faster hair growth. So the other thing that you need to consider in hair growth is your diet and your hydration. Our hair thrives on protein, on iron, on vitamins, on water. So you have to be eating well in order for your hair to grow. We'll have another session where we talk more about diet and whether or not you need supplements further along the hair growth challenge. The third thing that influences your hair growth is your hormones. This is why during pregnancy, a lot of people notice that they have a lot more hair growth than when they're not pregnant. And also why when you are stressed, you tend to lose more hair than when you're not stressed. A lot of people who have different patterns of balding, it's actually caused by stress. Stress on its own is a very, very big factor, which is why it is very good for you to look for ways to manage your stress if you want your hair to grow long. On average, hair grows about half an inch per month, which is about 1.25 centimeters, or roughly 6 inches per year, which is about 15 centimeters. So this varies again based on genetics, on your age, on your health, and your routine. If your hair doesn't seem to be growing, it's usually because it's breaking at the same rate it's growing. So that's where we start talking about hair retention, like hair length retention. If I grow 6 centimeters and I lose 5 centimeters, it means I will realize that my hair has only grown by 1 centimeter, and I will tell someone else that, hey, my hair grows very slowly. But in reality, I am breaking most of what is growing. If I grow 6 centimeters and I break all 6 centimeters, then I'm not going to have any length retention. My hair will be stuck at exactly the same place. If I grow 6 centimeters but I lose 10 centimeters, I'm going to realize that my hair is shorter than it was before. So this is basically where we have to look into how do you retain the hair that has already come out of your scalp, because growth has to be both the hair that's coming out of your scalp and also the hair that you are retaining. You might have a lot of growth, but if you're losing length from dryness, from friction, from tension, you will never see progress. So gentle handling, protective styling, moisturizing, and patience are key to you retaining your length. 1, you have to have a clear length check photo. You can do this maybe once every 6 weeks in the same hairstyle, same lighting. Stretch your hair in the exact same area. So if I'm measuring and I'm using the front hair, I need to be able to take the front hair in the exact same hairstyle that I did before. Usually it's better to do this with open hair because hair shrinks up a lot more within this twist than it does when it's free. So you can have open hair, stretch it to its maximum, and then see where it actually ends, right? So So the second thing you can do is you can use a measuring tape to record the actual length of your hair by measuring it all the way from the root to the tip. The last thing in tracking your hair growth is do not ever compare your hair to someone else's hair. You can look up to their hair as motivation to grow your own, but do not compare. You need to compare your hair to your own hair. So compare yourself to yourself. I can compare my hair from last year to my hair this year, but I do not want to compare my hair this year to someone else's hair this year because it will make me demotivated. Recapping that, we've looked at the genetics of hair care and how this influences your hair growth, and would like to emphasize that genetics only set the foundation, but the care that you're giving your hair, your consistency, your mindset, all of these are going to build the results that you want. You are born with the ability to grow beautiful, healthy hair. So now it's time to give your hair the love and the attention that it deserves in order for it to thrive. If you see someone else with amazing genetics, do not be influenced by their hair care. You are going to believe that your hair cannot grow long because of how their hair is growing. They will do very little for their hair. You will wonder their hair reaches their back, and you ask them, what do you do with your hair? And they'll tell you, oh, I just use coconut oil. And no, I don't even touch it. I just put it in braids and it just grows on its own. You know? All of these things could demotivate you. You need to know that some people have the genetics lottery, some do not. This has nothing to do with how much hair you can actually grow. And that's what we want to emphasize in this video. Genetics are only going to take you about 25% of the way. It's those things that we're going to emphasize in this hair care challenge that are going to take you 75% of the way. So, our activity for this week: if you do not already have a hair profile at the Zame Hair Clinic and Salon, you should visit us this week and have your official length check done, take before photos, and have your hair profile opened. This is going to be able to help you track your progress and celebrate your transformation at the end of the challenge. We hope that you've had, well, as much fun in this video as we have in making it, and we hope to see you next week as we keep growing our hair together with Zame. Have a beautiful week.